ZL Entertainment.
Greetings, boys and girls. I'm Andy Dion from ZL Entertainment, and today we are here back in my world, Minecraft world, of Eclipse Bridge. And it's not a tour, not this time. I'm just planning on kind of just doing Minecraft videos now. Now that I've found my file here, I actually feel like playing Minecraft again. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of show the things I've made since the last tour that I did of the actual world. And I'll let you know, I uploaded that last Monday, but I recorded it a week before then. I recorded it on Sunday, the Sunday before, but it kind of, you know, it was a little bit too late to upload it on that Monday. So, and I'm recording this on Sunday before I'm hoping to upload this, but I think this time I'll actually have the editing done before I go to bed tonight or early morning. I'm gonna show off some of the stuff I've remade. So I used to have it going this way. I think one of the things I said I was going to do was do the things in this world that I liked in the remake that I was doing, where I had to remake everything. And so I did have this area down here, but I had like an entrance to the under section of the bridge wall thing. But now I have it here at the height it was in the remake. There's not a lot of new stuff I did, and I'm actually going to do a bit of building um, in this video as well. So, as you can tell, this is the little area here, and I once had a set of stairs that went over to it, but I have gotten rid of that. And there used to be like a huge set of stairs coming down here, but this is as far as I got for the underpath. And then there's a section over here. I found one of the secrets in the world. This. I don't know what I was doing. Is that diamond? Yep. I don't know what I was doing here, and I don't have a way out. So, and I'll be honest, I didn't actually mean to fall down here. But yeah, this is one of the little secrets in the world I have. As you can see, there's like little pathways that branch off ever so often. So that's one of the things I found. I saw that and I was about to cover it up, and then I saw that it was somewheres to go. So yeah, I built this. So I covered that section up, and I built the little bridge over here. There's no sides to it yet. I wasn't sure how I wanted the sides to look. And I kind of cleaned this up a bit. I made the pond a little bit more less squarish. I'm still trying to figure out how to decorate. I'll be honest, after I did the last tour video, I kind of went on to YouTube and checked out what other people did on their YouTube worlds, and then I felt really sad because I thought I was pretty good at building, and then I saw what other people were doing, and I just kind of almost felt like not playing for a while, but I still do. There was a little bit of a water thing over here, but I opened that up, and as you can see, this is a little cool water port in my house area. So that's the only new thing over in this area, though. It's kind of a huge change, all done by hand once again, though. I liked, speaking of which, The only times I go to creative mode, for the most part, is to get these. Because I like the process of having to take something instead of just hitting it and it disappears and you don't get the item. But I don't want to have to wait forever, so I got that. I don't even know how you're supposed to get that. That's one of the new things that I'm kind of excited to get to. And I don't think there's anything new over here. I've been using a program. Let me pause to. So the program is called MCA Selector. You can get it from GitHub. I'll probably put it in the link below if you want. But I actually added one of the worlds that my friends and I, one of my best friends and friend, we created a world, and so I was originally going to put it over there, but I ended up putting it way down there because it just fit in with what I already had. So I added that because I really enjoyed what I had. So there is a bit of a tour again in this because I'll be showing off that world that I really liked. It was a multiplayer world that they just kind of stopped playing. So I think that's all I have new over here. I can show off the Nether. Oh wait, that's right. That's in the remake, not in the original. Okay, so here I got rid of the pathway down there. I still haven't. Oh no, that's right. That's the other new pathway. So like I said, I remade a lot of stuff. So this is here now. I had to bump it out. Had to. I'm calling it slight remodel. Had to redo this because this thing was over on this side. Still haven't done the sides for this. Have not remade this, and apparently... Oh, that's right, I accidentally hit that door. But yeah, I had to redo all these, like, underground sections because they weren't as low. So that's one of the things I've remade. I haven't really remade the insides of these yet. I like how these eggs stack up to a 5. That's a 2. That's how the 3 looks. And the 4. But anyways, yeah, that's all the new stuff over in this area. I remodeled the bank, as you can tell. I realized it was kind of short, and I didn't really like how the glass was. So I remodeled the inside, and I put this here instead. We got a little checkered pattern. This was all remade using creative mode, so this is probably the only thing made in creative mode. And I figured might as well splurge if you want to use such a term with creative mode. And I made this, and I remade the floor, and I made sure that when this comes over here, it's the same height. We also have a set of stairs. You come over that way, actually, and then you just come down here and got nice pillars. And this is the entrance from the underneath. So we have this taken care of. And this takes us back to the... I'm not sure if it's fully created. I never actually showed it off, so I'm actually curious to see how far I went with this. In the tracks, bitches. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I checked it out. That was funny. So yeah, it's definitely not finished. I didn't think it was, but it's best to make sure. I like the pillars I added here. and this looks much better. There's an upper, and as you can see, it's just really nice. It has a really nice feel to it. And so let's go up here, and then we can do the second floor from here. I haven't figured out how I want to do this. I actually might do steps like that, now that I think about it, around the edge. So that's the new thing here. So I remade this because I didn't like. This was not over far enough. Like the remake had it over perfectly, where the stairs came down a little bit stranger, or strangely. So I added this. These are I never knew you could put water into the steps area, so I added some steps here and put some water into it, and it looks pretty cool. I added this sign here. It's the first building built in the world. I originally put 12/2011, and then I remembered, nope, I started playing at the very end of 2010, and the slight remodel is 2025, which was this, and that was originally the first floor, guest house, added that sign, but now this is the first floor. I have not moved these down there yet, and I had to move that from over here to over here so people could actually walk up. And now that we are here, we are going to, there we go, we're going to use the bed here. So just yesterday I had family visit, and so this area is their place, as you can see, under construction. So my niece is going to be building a place here, so I figured that would be pretty cool. And you know, kids seem to like animals, so I figured why not have the location here. I was gonna show this in the modded version, I think, now that I think about it. Because I remodded everything. I haven't copied the save files over. Basically, I like to create it in the unmodded version, and then I move the save files over to the modded version. So yeah, a little bit late on that, 13 minutes. I was going to do that a little earlier, but I forgot, so I'll be back once I get that. Alright, everybody, I'm back with the modded version. Same texture pack, but as you can see, yeah, I got a lot of pretty cool mods. I tried to get a few other mods. I got the Aether mod, which is probably the longest running mod I have ever heard of, honestly. Think I think that has been around since I could remember, and I've always wanted to play it, but back then I didn't know how to do modding, and now it's one of the easiest things for me to do. I mean, it's made much easier now with I remember when like mod loaders came out. It was Forge, and I had just finished figuring out how to install mods without a mod loader, and then that comes along, and I'm just like, what the hell? And I didn't know how to work Forge, and then I eventually just stopped using Forge. I mean, I started using it, but I don't know. Now I'm using Fabric, which is way easier than any other mod I've ever known. mod loader, that is. It even tells you like if you're missing something, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm talking about this is that when I was loading this up, there was a bunch of mods that I forgot I added recently, and so yeah, I have like this mod here, but I also have, let's see, path and pavings. What else do I have? The fences and walls, doors. Then I have this, which I believe is a car mod. Yeah, this is the car mod. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Friends and foes. I forgot what that one's about. Vertical slabs. So that's pretty cool. Cooking. Pretty decent amount of cool stuff. Chisel mod. That came in use. I was hoping to find a mod that would add ramps instead of stairs, but I couldn't find anything for that. But chisel sounded pretty interesting to me. And yeah, the normal Minecraft, which there's a lot of new stuff to Minecraft that I didn't even know about. But anyways, as you can see, I added a lot of graphical mods. Actually, I guess I can just show them here. So we have the ambient sound, which sounds really cool. Better stats screen, so it's much nicer now. A better F1, which kind of shows the arm. This is the normal F1, but this looks cool right here. I really like this. I might use that. I kind of forgot about that. And then we had the F3, which I don't think works. I might have to get rid of that. Cave dust. This makes glass better. It might do other things, but that's the only reason why I got this was for that. Then there's just a bunch of dependency mods where it's like APIs and bullshit like that that I didn't want to download, but I did. There's easy anvils, magic, and shulker boxes. Those are pretty cool. I might show them off. I probably won't. The falling leaves. That one's really nice. There's the vehicle mod. I forgot what this one is. Oh yeah, that's right. So this adds mods that were once either a part of the game or were going to be a part of the game, but they never added them in. This is the shader I use, which is Iris. I forgot what this is for. I think it might just be a lot of mod menu. A lot of what you would call dependency mods, which I already said. Particle rain, physics mod, which I forgot what this does, but I remember it being cool or sounding good. Then we have like a lot of optimization mods, Noisium, Adium, Sodium, Balsium, and I of course have Terralith and Tectonic. They both work together if you do it properly. Physics, yeah. This, yeah, thanks. So this is the shader pack I went with. I thought Photon would be more realistic. It kind of looked more realistic, but I couldn't get it to look more realistic, so I went with the complementary. From going from how I used to play this, where it would lag and it would jitter at having it at the lowest setting, to being able to have it at almost, maybe not the highest setting, but close enough, and it being able to run mods like this and it be just completely fine is really awesome. So I changed this around a bit. You will notice. As you can see, it starts to go down and there's sides off. There was a tunnel that went down here, but we're not going there. I made these wraparounds. Oh, I love this ambient sound when you're inside something. It echoes around. And as you can see, there's no longer a pathway out there. And here's a continuity mod. Looks really nice. And yeah, it's just nice to look out now. But what I decided was, like, instead of having the pathway go straight out, why not have it underground or underwater, just like the road that I'm working on? So now we have a glass floor, glass sides, glass upper thing, and now we can, look. It's pretty cool. This is very hard to do unless you want to go creative mode, and I don't like doing that. Sometimes I do that to kind of get my breath back, but you can still die on peaceful mode if you stay in the water way too long. But yeah, this is keeping the water in. Well, this is the new stuff over in this area. And lighthouse looks really cool and with the mods. So I'm gonna walk up here because I really love the sounds in this right now. So good. I don't think I did anything over in this area where the pyramid and farming complex are, so we're not going to go over there. The next thing is back where we started. Oh yeah, I put the lights on this building like the remake was like. I had to redo a lot of this stuff. If you looked at the original tour, you would notice I did not have these outer edges here. And also, if you go down here, I still haven't built this that I was starting to build. I have this here as well. I added this because I figured it would be good. Also, I don't have it to where you can go over there. And you used to actually go in that way. And I fiddled around with it, and now it's no longer like that. As you can see, the complete remodel was in 2025. This is the original way. The remake had the stairs. This had this ladders down. I added this spot here. This was one of the areas where you could come down here. I once had a little lava trap where the doors were that I was going to try to make it so people who came in here would fall into the lava and die, but then I thought that was stupid. Because this is not like... Maybe for the bank I would do something like a trap for the bank, but this is material storage so people can use it all they want. I added this little area here. Nothing here. Moved the door that in this original version was over here and now over here like it was in the remake. And this little open area here, not sure what I'm going to do here. And I had stairs, the original stairs went down this way, but I got rid of that. And now we have a ladder here that takes us here. So it's almost a mix of what it originally was supposed to be and what it is now. And that's pretty much the same, so we don't have to worry about that. What else I have added is another thing you guys may have noticed earlier. But we're going to check something out first, because I'm going to finish showing off this. So now, this is one of the few areas you can go to from the road, but this is the other one. And so now you can go here once I get it to, working order. Not working now, of course, but eventually it will. So the next huge thing I've been working on is this pathway here. And not only that, but the pathway down here. I'm going to show this off since I haven't finished this tunnel yet. Then there's like side entrances to caves or whatnot. A little bit earlier I was wondering if I actually wanted to even keep this down here. But I figured I would for now. But yeah, this just, goes on. This one goes on forever until eventually it ends right here. This is not like build mode or anything. I don't, like I said earlier, I'm not going to build anything in the modded version. Because I don't want to have to, I can't build something here and bring it back to the original. And I'm still not sure if I want to always play in the modded. I mostly only like it for the graphical stuff. And where we ended had just been a not over here, so it's over here. As you can see, all by hand I did this, and it used pretty much all the cobblestone I have. So we ended over in this area for the underneath, and I had to go through a pond which is no longer there, and I'm in the process of filling the top part of this in dirt. I was gonna finish building this in the video. But yeah, this just keeps going through a few tunnels. Takes us over to this area, as you can see. Looks really good with the mod, actually. Or all the mods. And this is the last tunnel before it ends up almost perfectly right here at the street here. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, I still have not remade that. That's gonna take a long time. I don't know. I still have to figure out what I want to do with this. But it looks so good. I probably should show you guys what it looks like with all of the mods I have now. So let's actually do that. Another thing you may have noticed is I re-watched my original tour and I updated all the signs, so every single sign is back in the save file. And the glass just looks so much better now. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain to have to remake, but yeah. It almost feels like a city starting to be made in the distance. And it almost looks like a road and everything. That is really cool. And that's why that didn't work earlier. Has a little cool slide in, slide out. So where my cursor is, like right here, that's why I wanted a ramp, because I'm using stairs for it to go down. Same with over there. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted ramps. So over in this area, I added one of the maps from an earlier thing. And we're gonna go over there. Using that one program I mentioned earlier, I brought in an old map that some friends and I made. That's in an original house from one of my friends. I have no idea what this is, but I think this is one of the old adventure maps you could get of a desert dungeon. Because I don't think there's any way any of me or my friends made this. But yeah, apparently you just go here, and it's supposed to be like a jumping puzzle. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't really tried it yet. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure they didn't make this. So either it was added into the world, or I took the save file and added it into this save file for some weird reason. I don't know. I was like what they built, and that's what one of my friends built. My best friend was starting on that area, and my friend started on that area. I kept walking over this way, and I had to add the old version of this, of the really old world. Basically what I did was I took the seed, created a new world with that seed, and took this spot and kind of put it into this world. Because what I created over here is one of my more favorite things I've created. So this is one of the entrances. You have a nice glass thing here. This was a huge cave that I hollowed out and made my own. This is another entrance that you can come up this way, but I didn't make the steps up. So over here is a little like indoor swimming pool, so to speak. And then if you go over this way, you get a really nice view, and I never like went anywhere else with that. But yeah, so this is something I was working on in the multiplayer world that my friends and I were working on, and then I liked it so much that I wanted to work on it on my own, so my friend gave me the save file. So this is one of the few times the glass feels a little weird. I like the idea of having glass at water and just looking inside. And this is all glassed up. So the only way to get into this area down below is through here. You can go that way or this way, and it looks pretty cool. And going this way will take you to more of, this was all one huge cave, and this was originally not like this. I believe I had stairs going down further to the bottom there, and then stairs going up. And this used to be like a kitchen like area, but I remade it. This I was remember making this and thinking this will be the throne room, and now I don't know what it is, but it looks cool and a lot of glass over pathways. It's an interesting area that I created here. And there should be like a secret passageway over here. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Oh. It's weird. I'm in creative mode, you'd think. Oh yeah, I forgot about the gravity mod. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I guess not. There was like a secret passageway over there. Yeah, I might have to get rid of the gravity mod. Because I didn't want it for this. I wanted it for like enemies and not the blocks. Anyways, so we can also go over here, and this changed a little bit because it used to just be steps down that went that way or that way, and now I have it just going this way, lava thing, and now you can go this way instead. And this leads to an area that's no longer built, but this used to lead to the furnace room. With this being constantly upgraded into new versions, with the areas being made around it, this has actually come into a cave section, which is actually a caverns now. Don't you love the ambience here? Caves have such a nice ambience to them now. What I once thought would be like the throne room, no longer. And this goes to huge cavern system. And this over here goes to an area that I'm still like working on. So originally this like was messed up, and this like broke. This whole section over here was originally like, well, it was originally like this, but then something happened, the chunks were gone, and it opened out into a water area. So this water was originally from, like when you looked out here, it was just nothing but water. Anyways, this goes down to the lower parts of the cave system. Me working on this will probably like make something like this into a room, and these smaller little passageways will just be hallways. That's kind of how I usually that's kind of how I did this whole thing. Water is really weird now. I forgot which update it was, but water became really strange, and I don't like how it is now. We can also go down here. Once again, the water that was no longer... And there's another area where I stopped. In the original too, I believe. This was all once where the ocean area was at. And now we're back here. We can also go this way. Got a little dead end there. But over here, we have something interesting. Once all water, I'm glad I got this area because this was all... I once had this all completely made with a glass around the water thing here. And I had like a secret bedroom in this area somewhere. Don't know where I had it, so that's something else I'm gonna have to remake. But yeah, this is a other world that I put into this world because I love this area so much. I had to keep it. So yeah, and it's mostly only like a few chunks. It's not even a full region. This is part of it as well. Not that I ever remembered seeing it. But yeah, that was a new area. But yeah, I really love this area. It's really nice. But that's all the new stuff I've added, and with this mod, it just looks so much better. I did like delete the chunks over here because I was hoping it would respawn like how it was supposed to be originally, but it didn't, and it just looks out into like an ocean or something. Where's your head at? That's just a headless chicken. Nothing to see here. So, yeah, let's see what it looks like. I forgot what it looks like out over here. A watery area. I think there's a little bit of land before it gets to the water. Yeah, you can see the stuff there. The strangest of alpha Minecraft, but being able to see it in modern times where it would not do anything like this usually. But it looks really nice over here. I feel like building something over here. Alright, I am back. So, the episode that you've been watching was recorded 2 to 3 weeks ago. It was basically recorded about the same time the last, it was recorded about the last time the tour of the place I did went up onto my channel, and I was gonna have this video up the next week, but I never did, and I kind of came over into this area. I'm gonna edit that stuff out, but I kind of was sadly roaming around because I wanted to build in the video, but it had already been like 45 minutes, and I didn't do anything. Anyways, so in that time I have created more places, so I'm gonna show that off. And it's kind of funny, I finally realized what I wanted to build. So I know what I'll be showing you guys. And I was like, where am I going to build it? I thought of all the places I could build it. And funny enough, this seemed like the best place, so I marked it here. Let us get rid of So these mods like stick around for whatever version you are in. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I want to keep this for my non-modded stuff. You know, I want to keep the texture pack. But I can't in the modded version because it looks really weird. Which sucks because I hate the original look of the game. I do, I know. I've been playing it since 2010 and I don't like it anymore. Let's try this one. Please be good. I can't remember if it's good or not. Well, it's different. It looks exactly the same, but at least it's different. So, I'm going to quickly show off what I've created, and I'm not going to actually film that because you don't need to see all this junk again. Alright, so we're back in an area where we can get to the first thing I built. I need to build a path over to it. But I just felt like building something, and this was the only spot I could think of. I just had an idea for a 5x5 house that was 5 floors tall. So yeah, it's not fully built because I ran out of this stuff, and it's not big enough in here to kind of do things how I want it. A lot of the wood I got rid of. It's not wide enough to put stairs up, and I didn't like having the ladder right in the middle, so we didn't go with that. Instead, I built this little thing here, which is something I've built before. I might build... Well, it was actually only one floor that I built for this, and then I would cover it with glass, I think. It was either glass or the iron fence. But yeah, I repurposed it for this 5-floor building here. So awesome. Looks so good. Something I forgot to show off in the very first tour I did was this. I, of course, put a plaque down, as usual, saying the date of when I wrote it, but sadly I didn't show that off. I forgot about it. I just said, hey, look, that's off in the distance. But I never came over here and kind of showed you, any of you, how this looks. And I think this is made out of crystal. This new F3 mod that I have kind of makes it so I don't know where the block name is. Used to be over in the bottom right, but now it's not over there. Oh, there it is at the very bottom. Yeah, so it's quartz. So yeah, I don't know when this was built. So it was one of the last things I did. So it was about... Hate when that happens. You can't see it though. That's good. 2014 or 2015. And I did not have to rebuild it, so I'm not sure when it was. This was based on an idea of one of my favorite Let's Players, Bone Canoe. But really, a lot of cities have like their name up like on a hill, and I didn't have a hill, so this was the best I could do. and now I have a building over here. So that was one of the things I created. Between when I recorded the first part of this video and after the little... I'm going to put a cool little television static effect. So after that part, this whole bit here was recorded like 3 weeks after that. So I built a few new things. And I might even build a little bit more on camera. So... what happened to my spoon? Did I throw my spoon? I don't know. I'll be back when we get to the next place, though. Alright. Well, I couldn't find my spoon, so I got a new one. So... yes, I rebuilt this. It's just the structure. And originally in the... if you guys saw the very first tour of the... it's really hard to explain what that save file is. It was an old save file of this world that I was trying to rebuild to what I had in the actual save file that I eventually found. That had a bunch of dirt here, you know. It was about the same height as this, so I could just make this. So this whole section down here is completely new because I had gotten rid of that in the actual real save file. But yeah, we can just make our way up here. And this section is a little bit different. I used to have it going straight up here, but I didn't like that, so I brought it over here. It makes more sense to have it over here where the staircase is. And I even added more from... this was from the remake. I'm going to call the old save file the remake. And I remade the remake into the actual. And I added this top floor that wasn't in the remake. Man, this is so confusing. But I thought of like Silent Hill, which is one of my favorite horror games. And they have, in one of the Silent Hill games where you can go onto the roof, it has like a thing like this. It's more of an iron fencing around it. But I didn't want to bother with that. But yeah, that's what I had in mind when I was working on that upper area. And I added nothing new over in this direction. There is one huge thing I made that is 69 wide, 69 long, and 69 height. It's pretty far away, so we're gonna actually have to go to the Nether to get there. But there's one last thing I created in the overworld, and that is my house. Now, most people who play this game, they have like a huge base or something. I decided when I started on my world, I was like, I want to make a city. That's like the very first thing I thought of, is I wanted to make a city. So I actually don't have a base, if you guys understand that. I actually have a house with a city. And as you can see, I built the roof and an upper deck. Originally it had like a little boring thing there, but that makes no sense over there anymore. And honestly, I was thinking about this. This doesn't look that great to me, so... why does that oak door look different from this oak door? Interesting. I like the 3D door mod though, that's really nice. So there is something I want to do, and we'll do it on camera. Oh, I don't have any here. I'll be back. Alright, well, I went to the tree farm area where all the wood is, and I got this. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't in the water. I had a fear it might be. Oh, and also... Well, this isn't the main save file. As you guys know, I just look around at what I do. I turned that off. I turned the stupid fucking shit off, and it still doesn't work. As you can see, I turned the block physics off, but still doesn't work. I might have to get rid of this shitty mod. I only wanted it for the enemies, and that was it. But anyways, yeah, that's that. I'll try to show off the upstairs as best as I can now. So, this goes up to the attic. And this was a cool little idea I had that brought us out to there. Alright. I think I really need to decide whether or not I play this game in normal mode or modded and then just stick to it. Because I can't like keep going back and forth. I mean, I love how this one looks, but I feel like creating in the normal game is better. Alright, and one thing I've kind of realized... Okay, this is... Once again, I'm going to have a hard time explaining this. The old save file that I had to remake everything, I actually built a lot of stuff in the Nether, but I did not port over the safe stuff, which I haven't done for this either. But I went very far that way, 1,000 blocks, to make a Nether portal to open up to another region. Then I went 1,000 blocks this way to make another Nether portal to go, you know, hella far in that direction. I never brought those files over because I wasn't sure where those files are. I now know they're in the folder DCIM. I believe that's what it's called. And then I didn't do it, but I realized I wanted to know where a desert was. And I found a desert, and to get there quickly, it's really far away, the desert. It's a pretty huge desert. And to get to the desert from the Nether easier, you go very far this way. Not 1,000 blocks, but 1,800 blocks. And so it was going in the same direction, but just further. It didn't generate the same way, and it doesn't look the same. And yeah, like I would have to go into the dungeon area I'd have to go into a different region folder where the Nether region save files are, and I have to bring them over. I'm saying this because I forgot I did not bring them over, but I would also have to figure out what section this is in. As you can see down there on the bottom left, it says region file -1, -1. So What I would want for this area is to save -1, -1, and then keep that the same, because I don't want to override that. I mean, it's going to be the same no matter what, but yeah, I'm going to be back. Alright, I put over the save files. They're in the DIM, like I said. I think DIM is short for dimension. And then there's a regular DIM folder, and then there's a DIM -1, and then a DIM -7. I mean, there's only 3 dimensions in the game. Or 2, actually. The nether and the end. Alright. Yep. Interesting. There was not that much regions that I had, so I don't know why it's being all weird. There's also another folder in there called the POI, so I don't know if the POI like is anything that we would need. Yeah, the Nether is a place I'm not sure how to bring files over. I kind of thought it would be simple. Oh, those aren't regions, those are chunks. I was wondering why it just kept on going. There wasn't that much regions. There was only like a couple of more regions. So I'm gonna be back again. Interesting. I brought the save files back over, but they're not working. Dun dun dun! Welp. The Nether is fucked up now. At least for the modded version. Well, that answers my question. We're not going to be playing the modded version of the game, since you can't actually port save files over. What a shitty game. Alright, here we are. So this is the unmodded version, which I'm probably not going to play the modded version anymore. At least not in this world, since it's a piece of shit. Anyways, I left off the unmodded version here because I wanted to show off this, which means this is what I'm going to plan on building, is the other version of the farm that I'd like to do. It's been a while since I built it, so I'm not sure if I 100% remember how to build it, or how I completely did it. I get the basic cool idea, but I'm gonna be back. Alright, we are back, and I am in creative mode because this is really far away, so it's gonna take a long time just to get here, even in creative mode. I can tell some of the differences. So in the original version, which we're in now, the old save file had like a huge ravine in this area and a huge drop off like in this area, and this area eventually came into another dungeon, which is not here anymore, or never was there in the original. Okay, it just randomly dropped me. And as you can see, I do have markers, but I've done this so many times, I know where to go. And there's like a little way to go here. And then we just keep going until we get over here. And eventually this area emptied out into one of the weird forest areas. It does this time too, but much further away, and it's not exactly the same. And we have torches leading us to the right area. It's the nether, you gotta make sure. And yes, made sure. So originally I built the nether portal here, but as you can see, this is block 816. I was 1,000 blocks short. So here we go. And I make sure to have entrances completely shown off. And yeah. As you can see, it's a pretty long ways away, so that is why I'm kind of flying through it. Nether's not so scary when you have it on peaceful. Well, even the sound effects are still kind of creepy. Especially in the modded version I have, where I have some really nice atmospheric sound mods. Well, actually there's only one. Don't know why I put so many torches here. It's kind of obvious this is where we need to go. And then I just made it, I tried to make it as straight as possible. And the last bit is really, really hardcore straight. Until we get to, like, can't go any further. Also in peaceful mode, or in creative mode, it loads much quicker, so that's kind of strange. That's a neat looking area. I might do stuff over there. I built this because a horse went through, but it... Wow, that did not disappear yet. Yeah, a horse went through. I tried pushing it through the portal. I tried riding it. It wouldn't... Neither would work, so I had to kill it. Because I didn't want it to stay in the nether. So, over here is the building I made, but I'm going to try and not show it off too early. And you're probably thinking, well, let's just say that I made an asymmetrical one. You know where we started, there was that cool, like, food place I made? The food factory, so to speak. Well, there's also a pyramid. So I made this pyramid much more symmetrical. And I did make it by hand. Except for like one little row. I made the one little row. Whoa, what's this? Whoa. Yeah, I made one little row. As you can see, it's 69 by 69 by 69 tall. And I made one row on creative, and then I'm like, wait, I've been telling everybody I'm making stuff legitimately. I can't just stop that now, even though it's going to take forever. It took like 2 days. Anyways, yeah. I haven't built an entrance. I'm not sure where I want the entrance. And how did I get here? Well, first of all, I wanted to go to the desert. But also, the exact spot here, but all the way down, is where the Ender Eye kept falling. Yes, I wanted the end portal to be within the pyramid. And it stopped right where this is, but all the way down at the bottom. Like, I just kept going around in a circle, and it kept going into this general location, this block, all the way down to 69 blocks. So where did I get all this stuff at? The sandstone. By the way, I don't like the look of the terracotta stuff. Well, there's a cool little cave over here. Has a nice little spawner here. But I hollowed this whole section out here until oh, that's why I didn't do this. You can't have it unless you put it on something else. That's why we've got to go with this. So yeah, I just kept going this way, only getting the sandstone. But that wasn't enough. All this stuff up here looks a bit uneven because it fell. Because all of this I dug out as well. So yeah, I built this completely by hand, and a lot of, I forgot I was on creative mode, a lot of work into that, you know, but so it's the last thing I built. It's pretty cool. It's really far away though, as you can tell. About 15,000 blocks away. But I went online to look for a biome finder. And you can just put in your world seed and it shows you what your world looks like. And it will, you can choose different biomes that you want to look for. And I looked for the desert biome, and there was a huge desert biome over in this area. So, yeah. I don't know if there's enough time for me to build unless I want to make these videos 2 hours long. Might as well. I'll be back. Alright, we are back. I don't need this anymore. I built that, rebuilt it here. And now I can just show this off a little bit better. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm still not sure if I want stairs underneath. Not sure if I'm going to do that. I know from when I was watching YouTubers play the game, and they're building stuff, they like to make things out of more than one type of material, but I've never actually liked how that looks, so I can understand if people don't really like how everything's one thing, but I prefer it that way because it feels like out of place if you do something, you know, like that. Make sure I have everything I need. I want to make places for this stuff, but I'm not sure. And I already have my stuff for the farming. I think we will keep going. With this episode, I showed off everything, and I think everybody will like that. Hopefully I can edit down a lot of this stuff. I might take out I may or may not take out some of the um, random stuff with... Wait a moment. I may or may not take some of the stuff out with the nether, like how that completely messed up on me on the modded version. Alright, so... And let's get... I need a... Yeah, that's good enough. I need at least 3. Usually I use creative mode to make this stuff, but yeah, whatever. Where is... There we go. And I need 1 more oak. So... And actually we'll keep that. And I should probably keep that there. Keep that there. And we can put that in there. Alright, we have some finds. I think that should be good. Now let's get back to where we were. Actually, let's save ourselves some time. So where do I want to place this? Actually, for this one I was planning on doing the hanging sign from here, but that might not work how I want it. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to call this building, but we can say built May 2025. Doesn't look as dark. Oh, that's because it's not this, it's dark oak. Alright, that was a waste of materials. Dark. Let's just see how it looks. Yeah, whatever. Too fancy for me, and that feels more like cheating. This just feels like saving time. May 2025. I don't know what to name it. Alright. And it's already getting to nighttime, so not that it's going to matter. A lot of creeper holes, or actually it's only 1 block usually, so it's a lot of ender holes. Oh yeah, so probably doesn't matter too much. But we're going to sleep the night away. I will be working through the night once I get there, but for now, we'll not worry about that. Yeah, my spawn point seems to go back and forth from this place to my main house over there. Alright, so we are here, and I need to remember how I do this. Um, it doesn't really matter how long it is. Might be 10. I'm not sure. And the farm itself, I'm not sure. This is honestly more for show. I really enjoy how this looks. So I honestly don't remember. Let me see if I have a screenshot of it somewheres. Alright, I did find a picture of it, and not a very well picture, but it was enough. Like, it was kind of in the corner of the picture, so I had to like zoom in, and I can kind of see that it's 8, and I didn't add any more to it. It's literally it's basically that all the way around. The thing is, this is I let me alright, I think I know what I did. We need some trees. I forgot that we actually need some wood. So yeah, as you can tell, I don't want to give away too much. I just want to show it. I want to show what I'm making instead of explaining what it is. Because honestly, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know where I got the idea from. We're not going to worry about this kind of stuff right now. And we can just toss that. That's my payment for getting the dark oak. You can have a way out. I mean, this tree needs to get out of the way anyways once we start finishing that. Also, I need to change that from stone to concrete. Is there any saplings? Well, not like I want to regrow something there anyways. Alright. There we go. If he hadn't hit that thing, things would have been alright. Where's my building at? Over this, I believe. And had to go quite a long ways just to get some wood. Alright, so I thought I had like, you know that one building I showed you earlier where it was just a 5x5 room with 5 floors, and then I had like an outside very small like stairway up? I thought that's what I made here, but it's actually just quite literally this. One moment. Alright, I think it's 2 blocks away. Not exactly sure where I put this block though. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, somewhere. For some reason it was right here. I don't think it really matters for this kind of thing. Let us get this going. Yeah, this is one of, like I mentioned, this is one of the this is one of the kind of like, not, it's not really a building, it's an outdoor thing. It's one of these structures I built probably the least. I think I built it twice. And honestly, I just looked at when the screenshot was taken, and that was 2016. So, at the very least, it was most likely a decade ago. So let's get some of these for now. Yeah, it's all right. So basically, apparently, I surrounded this area. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, yeah, it was 2 out, so that means it was over here. We don't need this here. Or that. And I don't think it was this short. So I think it was up one more. So let's build it up a little bit more. I'm just going to, there we go. And then I want to get rid of the underneath. Alright. I mean, to be honest, I guess I don't have to make it 100% like, you know, what it used to be. Yeah, I don't think it was this high either, because I remember hitting my head a lot. I think you guys are now understanding the brilliance of this. It was a strange idea. I remember building it. I don't know if it was in a creative world or if it actually was on a multiplayer server. The last time I built it was multiplayer. So this, the middle part is 8, but honestly this feels like it's not supposed to be this, like this. Well, that's great. The video was paused. Basically I was talking about how many floors there were. that had to be 16 because it's 5 floors tall. I don't know where I last left off. I was basically saying it's time for a building montage though, because everybody likes those. So I'm going to mute, and we're gonna speed up this building process. Alright, I think it's time to end the little montage of this. It's now built, as you can see. This is the basic idea of what this farm is like, as you can see. And then there's multiple. I think I had 5, so 5 up and 5 long. But yeah, it mostly works for wheat. If you're trying to do melons or pumpkins, you need like a completely different setup. I don't know if it would work for that as well. And then, you know, the next one would be right here. So that's where the next one would be. Then you would have, you know, as you can see, did not know you had to break those before tilling. That might be a new feature. As you can see, there is a bit of a space between these, so it's a bit interesting. They're not all connected, although I may have done that for one build before, I don't know. The picture I have shows it like this, basically, but over about 5. To be quite honest, I don't even need more water because this will water 7 blocks away, but it just looks cool having the hanging garden, as I like to call it. In fact, I probably heard of the I think they call it one of the natural wonders or whatever it's called. And I guess I heard the hanging gardens and thought, hey, let's do this. And so yeah, that's basically my thought on this. Is that this is how, this is one of the ways I like to build the farm, actually. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm in peaceful mode, so I don't need the farm. But it's still nice to have. I think that's gonna be it, though. I'm not gonna do the whole thing here. I might think about it, come back later, and maybe I'll have a whole new idea of how I want this to look. Or I might not. I am not sure. I might just keep this design. But for now, I like how it is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and when we come back, we'll be working on a new design. We're not going to fix up the city hall yet, don't worry about that. Or maybe you will worry, since you probably want to see that, but I'm not sure how I want it done, honestly. So, anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed. Love you all, peace to you, and as always, stay safe.